Hey, welcome. I have the lamp turned on, but I can turn the lamp off if you're ready for bed.
Honk shoe time?
Yeah, you want the lamp off?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's bedtime.
It's a nice view outside. Beautiful mornings. Look at that. No, we don't need the light on. Let the natural light fill us.
It's so pretty.
Here, come downstairs. Come downstairs. Have you met King?
No, I haven't.
He's to your left.
Hello!
This is King.
Don't tap that.
Don't tap that. Well, don't tap that. Specifically, that's how you say it.
The fascissi.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Hi.
Hello.
This is awkward. Yeah. So, you're new around here?
You could say that.
Mm-hmm. CoffeeGamer 12 is what? Can I call you Madison?
Yes, you can call me Madison.
Okay. Would you like to come here real quick? CoffeeGamer 12? I mean, Madison. Here, I'll get the door for you.
Oh, how kind.
Well, can you stand out here? Here, like, admire the bridge for a second.
Am I done admiring the bridge?
Yeah. Here, come with me to the bridge. It's a nice, pretty view, huh? This, the trailer, and the saloon, and the Nether portal.
What's with the cherry blossoms over there? The flowers are really pretty.
Yeah, I put a bunch of cherry blossom stuff in that chest over there. I have this entire rose bush for you.
Oh, thank you.
And well, I've been meaning to give you this for a while.
For a while?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can read it out loud if you want.
Flower. Beloved Pooks, you are beautiful, intelligent, and witty, and such a fun person to spend my time with. Will you make me the happiest Pookie ever and be my Valentine?
So, Madison, to start off this podcast episode of The Talkative Town, welcome back, everybody. Would you be my Valentine for this podcast episode? And also real life Valentine's Day in a couple days?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, B. Why did you give it? This is yours.
Oh, I get to keep it?
Yeah, you get to keep it.
Oh.
Well, I just clicked out of the game. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Talkative Town. This is the Madison episode, the CoffeeGamer 12 episode.
I'm back.
She's back from the pilot, so if you guys haven't watched the pilot, she was my guest for that one. We were sleepy in that one. This time, we're awake as can be, and now she's my Valentine. Yippee. Officially. So, I hear that you want to be making a house in the Talkative Town.
Something of the sort.
Yeah. How have you been feeling lately? I feel like our schedules are the opposite of each other.
With work, they basically are.
Yeah.
Not
the most fun.
Not all the time. I miss having you around sometimes. It's no secret.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it might be a little weird if you were my girlfriend and you were happy to have all the alone time away from me. Might be. It's good to have a healthy amount of alone time. I know I appreciate it more than you do. I think you want to be. I think you want to be in my skin sometimes.
Sometimes. Help.
Are you okay?
I'm stuck on the horse.
Shift.
I am.
Jump.
Nope. Stuck on the horse.
Control.
Oh no.
So, we actually just got back from the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell me about what you got?
I'm not really familiar with the book I bought.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the first thing about it, so you picked it out for a reason, right? Why'd you pick it out?
I'm in a book club with my work,
Oh,
and we spin a wheel each month, and whoever the wheel lands on, that person gets to pick the book.
okay.
And one of my coworkers got it, and that's the book she picked. It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I remember looking at that when you were showing me.
It's apparently a very popular book. I've heard it's sad, but it's from what I've gathered, like online, doing like minimal research about it, it's about creating art, making money, and like almost like a redemption story.
That's cool.
I'm not quite sure what that means.
Yeah.
And again, I know next to nothing about what's going to happen, so I don't know what kind of art they'll be making or what sort of drama is going to occur, but
Okay. So yeah, you don't know the first thing about it.
no, I'm going into the book blind.
You also got a candle, didn't you? You got a candle?
Yeah, I bought a candle.
What's it scented as?
I'm a sucker for candles. Rosé.
Rosé. Oh yeah, you love your rosé scented.
I love rosé.
So I got a Moon Knight comic because I really liked the show a lot.
The show was very good.
The show was very good, and then the more I learn about the characters, the more I think he's just a really cool character. Really fun. My good friend Isaac thinks he's cool. Check his channel out, Dippy Fresh. I will not link it, but you can find it, Dippy Fresh. Maybe you won't find it. It's spelled really weird. It's spelled with two Y's and one P for some reason. Regardless, Moon Knight's just really cool. I think he's really cool in Marvel Rivals, but he's actually not the guy I like to play. I still like Mr. Fantastic and Thor better. I got the Midnight Mission. I'll just say that because I'm rambling. And it was just a book that I was recommended from Isaac. I was going to get... There was like a few selections. There was the complete collection. And I'm like, the complete collection of what? And it took me a while to figure out where it says what issues it is. I think it was the 2016 run. And so the Midnight Mission looks like it was the 2021 run. That's what it looks like to me. And then I also have been kind of on an Eldritch horror kick recently. I don't know if you've noticed.
In what sense?
Eldritch horror, I've just been really into it recently.
Oh, well, recently you've been talking about getting an H.P. Lovecraft book for a while, I feel like.
Right. Well, so the reason I'm super interested in it right now, specifically, is I've been replaying Bloodborne.
Oh,
yeah,
this is true.
Yeah, so it's all about those eldritch beings.
And
I just love that. So I finally bit the bullet and got a book. I'm gonna go run and grab it, actually. I should have left it over here. I was looking on Amazon, and I didn't really care for what I was looking at. Like, I wanted to be able to see what I was gonna buy. And I ended up getting this one, the H.P. Lovecraft Tales of Horror. It's shiny, beautiful design on the front and back, and the pages are golden, which I freaking love that. I definitely have a thing for shiny metals. Super excited to get into this. I feel like it's gonna be a freaking headache, to be honest. I like reading, but I haven't read a big book like this in a long time. I've been reading a lot of manga and comics. The main two that I'm excited about are Dagon, which we watched Jujutsu Kaisen. We know about Dagon. Uh,
But
I think it's a part of the same like story as the Call of Cthulhu, which is the main one that everyone knows. Everyone knows Cthulhu.
mhm.
And it comes with this little ribbon. Love the ribbon. So yeah, that's what I got. The Moon Knight book and the H.P. Lovecraft book. I'm excited to get into it.
For anyone who is interested, I did just a quick little Google search about the book, and the overview just says it's a contemporary fiction novel, and the main themes are about disability, depression, racism, and sexuality.
And this is the Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow book.
It's about 3 friends who create video games.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Dude, I wish I was 3 friends who make video games. I'm one guy who has a lack of motivation for making a video game.
Explores the themes of friendship, the creative process, and the impact of disability.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't have any thoughts on it. I might have to see every book that you buy. Eventually, I will read, but I've got like my own to-do list of books I want to read.
Right.
When are you gonna get into my manga?
It's a great question.
Do you know which one? Do any of them really interest you at all?
I mean, obviously, eventually I want to read Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna wait till everything's animated.
I probably will. I mean, I might read the stuff that we've already been through, but I don't want to read any further than what's been animated.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so far it's taking friggin' forever. Like we've literally only got 1 season. Have you thought about that? And since it started coming out the first year we were dating.
Mhm.
And we've been together 3 years now, so. The other game I've been having a lot of fun with recently, I've kind of gotten a little bored of Marvel Rivals. Just a little. The new update's around the corner. Yeah. Well, in a second we're going to be about to play with The Thing and Human Torch, and that's about to rejuvenate my interest. But I'm on a Helldivers kick right now, especially after yesterday.
Mhm.
Granted, we literally only played the one time in a while. We played on the Super Helldive difficulty, and I got the new War Bond, which is Helldivers Battle Pass system. I got the newest War Bond, and it has this like rapid fire laser, which is awesome. And I got I think the Super Citizen Edition was on sale, so I ended up buying that. And that gave me the Steeled Veterans Pass. So I got the, what is it called? Shoot. It's like a revolver, but not really. What is it? It's gonna drive me nuts. Point being, it's a pistol that has a heavy hitting. Like it's heavy. It's a heavy hitter. It's like a deagle. You know deagles in Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's like. I've really enjoyed using that weapon. Just my point is that we played on the Super Helldive difficulty for the first time. We might have dabbled in it before, but yesterday we hopped on. We fought the squiddies, the squid aliens, and it was difficult on Super Helldive, and it was close, but it wasn't that chaotic for the most part. But then the squids, we actually pushed them off. They were no longer in that area. There was no squids to fight. So I wasn't quite done playing, and I loaded up the robots, the automatons. Oh boy, that was insane. I can't stop thinking about how insane that was. It was like an actual war zone.
It was a lot.
It non-stop gunfire, lasers, and explosions. That's the only way I can describe it. And my friend Jordan, who may or may not eventually be on this show, said it. He said it really is. It really did feel like he was in a war zone, and I agree with him. Like no other game truly feels like Helldivers, and I'm glad I keep coming back to it. I need to find the armor that I really like because I keep switching it up because I don't really know which armor I like. Like I don't know what I want to look like in that game yet. None of them really purely vibe with me because most of them are black and
Honestly,
yellow.
yeah, I mean, I like the black and red ones. Like I'm a maroon girly. I like reds,
Yeah, yeah.
but none of them like they're still mostly black, which I like. I like black and red, but I wish they were more. A lot of them are like a bright red, and I wish they were more maroon. Because they do have one that is maroon, but it's maroon and white, and I don't like it as much.
Yeah, and then there's the white one that is. Or you have the bright red armor, right?
Yeah, the bright red one.
None of them are like really your style.
Yeah, yeah.
I get that.
And I know it's like I know it's mostly a male-centered game, but I kind of wish they had
Feminine armor.
slightly more feminine options.
They should add some feminine armor. That'd be cool. There is no like I get that you can change your build in the game to be feminine, which
It's only slightly though.
it makes you like slightly more slender, right?
Yeah, a little less boxy, like masculine, but none of the like all the armor is very, very male centric or just androgynous.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of wish they had one that was just slightly more feminine.
Can we get the girly pop set?
the girly pop?
I want a
set.
girly pop warband. Can we get a glitter pistol?
Dude, no, hear me out. A Hello Kitty. A Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty warband. That'd be so cute.
I'd love it.
Oh, I don't know. So I think they've stated they're being very specific with their collaborations. So they won't collaborate with like Call of Duty or like they want to collaborate with brands that fit the universe. So they think the idea of like Halo, like Space Marines, like that makes sense to collaborate with. So I don't know if Hello Kitty's on the table, but if only.
If only.
Yeah, they really want to do one with Space Marines, I hear, and have heard rumors of Halo. Oh man. Oh man.
You good?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Oh, how are you doing?
Good.
Oh, my heart's racing. Oh man. Hey babe. Wow, this looks cute. Hey, is this enough quartz? Probably not.
Hold on.
I can go get more.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm just happy. That's the first death on the server. Yeah, I'm just happy I have keep inventory on in this world.
Yeah.
That scared the crap out of me. My heart is actually racing.
Oh.
My blood pressure is rising. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? I guess I should ask you my questions. Huh? I kind of forgot how to do this podcast. I started the beginning awkward on purpose because I just thought it was funny. But after that, I forgot how to podcast. I forgot that I'm interviewing you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So we'll get into that stuff in a bit. I have to. What I want to do is I want to sit down sometime and make. I want to make a list of questions that I can consistently ask people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But because right now I have the one question that I like to ask people, and I get varying answers, but I don't really have a whole list, and I always feel like I never remember what to talk about. Madison,
Yes.
what's your passion?
My passion?
Yeah, what are you passionate about?
That's such a deep question.
Yeah. Everyone has different. I know. Friggin', I asked Mr. R, and he didn't know how to answer it until I talked more about mine. I asked Kyle, and he just was like, "Yeah, it's this," and I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yep, that's it."
Ugh. So are we talking passions in the terms of like hobby? Or like just things I am passionate about?
Both. So, Mr. R. I don't know why I'm calling him Mr. R, but that's what we're going with. Mr. R's passion was traveling, and Kyle's passion was art and drawing. I know some people have a passion for the work they want to do, separate from a passionate hobby, and sometimes those coincide, and sometimes there is no passion for the work side, whatever. I think I boiled my passion down to creativity. I really love being able to stretch my artistic muscles. I'm trying to get a little bit into writing, which friend Isaac, who I've mentioned already, also is trying. He's been into writing longer than I have, so I don't know which of one of us is any better yet. But I have been talking to him about stuff. Like I'm helping him with his writing projects, and I imagine I'll be talking to him about mine a little bit. But anyway, yeah, like just being able to be creative is what gets me excited. That's why I love making YouTube videos. And like editing them is really fun. And that's always what I've loved about video games is the creative aspect of it.
For sure. I would say I'm sort of in the same boat. I love being creative. I love flexing those creative muscles.
Okay. So
I'm-
far, what I've said, but go on.
Well, let me explain.
I'm joshing you.
I must expound.
Expound, women, expound.
I'm creative in different ways than you are.
You are, yeah.
I love art in both the physical sense and like drawing and stuff like that, and also I love music as an art form, both listening to it and creating music. I don't know if I can consider myself a musician so much anymore, considering it's been like a year and a half since I've even touched an instrument. But I did play the clarinet for about 7 or 8 years.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say like 5 or 6.
No, for a really long time.
You're right. I middle school is always longer than I remembered. Yeah, you would never play KLPG for me.
I did try.
You did try the one time, and then you got annoyed with me and said, "That's not a signature I usually play in."
I got annoyed because it had like 7 flats in it, and it was also just like it was jazzy. It had a lot of accidentals in it, and I would need time to play it. But I feel like I, because you asked me, I think like freshman year or something like that, and I
think it was sophomore, I want to say, because I had just broken up with my girlfriend before I wanted to hang out with you more.
Right. Still
ex-girlfriend, I should.
I grew a lot as a musician, both junior and senior year, so I have more experience. I probably could play it a little easier now.
Really? Play your clarinet more easily? Oh, KLPG.
No, yeah.
Silly John.
I would need a minute to warm up, but I feel like if I saw the music, I actually had like a week to practice it. I probably could do it.
Anyone can do it in prep time, like Batman.
Well,
Anyway,
anyway.
there's more to it than just music, right?
Yeah, I more so than music, and honestly more so than art even. I'd say one of my big passions is plants and coffee. I love succulents and flowers and just I love being able to grow things, and I feel like if I had like an actual garden, it would make me really happy to take care of it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to I'm okay to be able to get out of this apartment because we're in the second year now of having it. And it does feel homey, but yeah, I am antsy to get a house instead of paying like I actually pay a decent price in rent. It's only I've never been one to shy away from talking finances, like who gives a crap, but I'm only paying like $800, a little less than 800, but then you account for internet and electricity. So it's closer to like 900, maybe 1,000 a month, depending on electricity. And I hear that's pretty freaking good. Not good enough for me because my work has been treating me so crappy recently. I do not get enough hours to pay rent. And so now I always feel bad because I'm like, I don't want to have to depend on you. But I have been, and you've been super helpful and supportive, and you don't make me feel bad about it. I make me feel bad about it because I'm like, I gotta be the man of the house. I gotta take care of my girl. You know?
Toxic masculinity.
Is it that toxic, though, that I want to take care of you?
No.
I think I don't... It's not toxic enough where I'm about to go Walter White mode and make sure that no one else provides for me. I think I interrupted you. I'm sorry. The floor is yours, Madison.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I kind of fell out of love with art.
Oh, phew.
What?
I said phew.
Oh.
When you started that, you go, I kind of fell out of love. Pause.
Not with you. Not with you.
Oh. Saved. Yeah, I accepted to be your Valentine, but after this, it's over.
Yeah. This is a final straw, buddy. Sorry. Drawing. Through like junior year, like through COVID and stuff like that, I drew almost every single day. I filled up an entire, like, I don't even know how many pages it had on it, but it was a large sketchbook, and I filled it up. I filled it up within 2 months, like the whole thing, front and back pages.
How many pages?
I have the same size.
Just give me a rough estimate, a guesstimate.
It has 60 pages.
60 pages in 2 months?
Yep, so that's a page every month. A full page front and back. Every day.
Ooh, front and back every day. That's crazy.
And for reference, I've drawn maybe twice in the past month, and haven't I've filled like a quarter of a page.
Yeah.
So it's really died down, and it was partially due to that I just don't have nearly as much. He's spinning.
Oh my gosh! I wish you could clip that.
Oh no, he has a fuzzy butt. He's got pollen on it. Anyway.
For reference, I looked behind me. Our setups are right next to each other because we're cute like that. And there was a bee that landed in front of her and then just started spinning in place. And then when he flew away, he had a fuzzy ass. He's
fuzzy
covered in pollen.
Yeah, it was partially due to the fact that I just I didn't have nearly as much time as I did during COVID, because I didn't have a job. Then I was home all the time because we couldn't go out. And
You didn't have a boyfriend that wants to make you watch Breaking Bad episodes?
yeah, that craves
Or
all of my attention all the time.
Yeah, it's obviously that way around.
No, I just... He's spinning again.
I'm gonna have to go home. And maybe you need to like leash him and call him Spinny or something. Spiral.
Sir spins a lot.
Sir spins a lot. Stay on topic. Finish what you were saying.
I'm trying.
The bee is not important.
I just wish I was as passionate about art as I am. Or I wish I was as passionate about art
As
now
that bee is
as
about,
I was.
is about spinning.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. If I drew as much as that bee spinned.
Spun.
Spinned.
Spun.
I said what I said. I meant what I said.
Okay. Span.
Span. Yeah. I don't know. It's just different. Because I have tried to get back into art and drawing even half as much as I used to, and it just doesn't. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks because I don't feel like I have a creative outlet anymore.
But you feel passionate for creativity, but you don't have an outlet for it.
Yeah, kinda. Because I tried drawing and it just ends up being way too frustrating for me. I struggle with perfectionism and lately it's just like I don't. When I try to do art, my skill level isn't where I want it to be. It's actually decreased just because of how little I've been drawing, and I'm starting to lose that skill. And that alone in itself is humiliating and frustrating because I remember how good I used to be and how much I used to love the process of making art. Like even the process of it is frustrating now because I feel like my hand just doesn't do what I want it to do. And I don't know.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, where you can picture something so clearly, but trying to create it in real life is a whole different story.
Yeah.
From brain to paper or brain to computer, brain to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your only passion? Is just creativity? That makes sense. If that's really your passion, that's interesting that we found each other.
I think it's fair that creative people attract creative people.
Maybe that's why I found you so attractive. Because, I mean, you're smart to begin with, and you were an artist and a musician.
And I also love cooking and baking, and that is also, I feel, very creative.
Cooking. Oh my gosh. You made a bomb steak last night.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't stop thinking about that steak. And the Alfredo that you made with it.
Dude, that Alfredo, that was fire.
Yeah. It was missing the chicken, but that's okay because we had the steak.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get some shrimp. We should try your hand at making shrimp Alfredo sometime.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would go really well with that creamy version of Alfredo I made. So I kept it simple because I wanted the steak to shine.
Yeah.
And so it was just chopped or minced garlic, butter. I did
I didn't know they added quartz brick. Go on.
I did a little bit of thyme and salt and pepper, but that was it. That was the only seasonings in it, and it was just heavy cream and butter, and then freshly grated Parmesan, and that's what makes it really. The texture is so much better when you use freshly grated Parmesan.
We've been using craft Parmesan for like a year, just because
it's a little bit cheaper, but I was begging him to get me like fresh Parmesan.
I don't think it is cheaper in the long run because you can use exactly how much you want of the grated Parmesan or the block of it. Also, you were not begging me.
I kind of stopped, but I was for a little while when I would make it more often. I was like, I miss my freshly grated Parmesan.
I don't remember, honestly, but if it makes you feel better, I do plan on, for the foreseeable future, buying the blocks because I do think it's better.
The texture just comes out so much better. It's so much smoother because especially with like the craft version.
Yeah.
Especially with the craft version, it just doesn't melt as evenly. And then because it takes so much longer to melt, it starts to separate the cream and the butter, and overall it's just annoying. I can't decide. Again, I'm so indecisive.
You are one of the most indecisive people I know. I'll give you that.
I know. That's
It's
another issue.
it's
We'll get into
cute.
that later.
I know. I'll ask you a question. I'm like, how do you feel about doing this? And you're like, well, give me 2 to 3 business minutes to think on that.
Dude, being so indecisive in my childhood was so like infuriating, especially to my dad. He hated how indecisive a person I am.
I think he still does.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But
That's kind of cute.
ooh, you're
come
doing
to the
something
wait for us.
fun.
Yeah, come here.
Oh,
Let's
you
come in
okay?
together. I want your thoughts, feelings, opinions.
I have so many thoughts, opinions, and
Opinions?
feelings all the time.
Funyuns. Yeah, I'm a very indecisive person. I have a tough time making up my mind. And it all comes back to the perfectionism issue.
Oh yeah.
Is I want everything to be perfect, and I feel like if I make a choice, it has to be the correct choice. You know, which it isn't a thing. You know, you're allowed to just make choices, and it affects what happens in your life as a result. But like most of the time, it's not such a huge thing. But that's also half the reason why I've been so hesitant to pursue more education, is because I'm afraid of making the wrong decision, or like I'm like, I don't know what I want to go into, so do I choose this one college that might have a good culinary degree or culinary program, might not? Do I wait, go through somebody else? Can I try to get like, you know, a not like just a different degree? I don't know. It's these thoughts that sort of plague me, and I get nervous that I'm going to end up making the wrong decision and screw up my life. Any thoughts?
Oh, I was in a completely different world. I'm so sorry. Let's from the top.
I'm really talking about like being afraid of screwing up my life and no response.
That's awkward. Woo.
It's
No.
okay.
I understand what you mean, like trying to figure out where to go. I have kind of forcibly chilled myself out about that because freaking out about it isn't gonna do any good, you know?
Right.
It's like hard to say.
Right.
I don't really, because that kind of stuff is pretty scary. I understand why it would scare you, you know?
Mm.
But I think you'll be just fine.
Well, it's hard to trust yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, to trust that you're gonna do what's best for you. And it's hard to know sometimes that if what's best for you is even what you want. You know, like...
So, really quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you. I've been having my own misadventure for a second here. I have been trying to cheat my way into getting you some azaleas.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep giving myself these azalea bushes, and I'm like, this isn't working. I thought it's supposed to spawn a bunch of them. I'm doing it wrong. I have to use this on freaking moss, is what I need to do. Boom.
Ooh. Bush.
Tree. So here's that. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, like, entirely about the, like, scared you don't know where your life is going or you might mess it up. I want you to know you don't have to worry about it as much. And I know that's like, well, easier said than done.
Right.
But, like, genuinely, I think your life is going in a pretty good direction so far. You have money saved up. You got a pretty nice car now.
Yeah, it's not really what I wanted, but it's
But to start with,
reliable.
just to start with,
Yeah.
nobody
it's good.
Nobody gets what they want right away, and everyone who does is bratty.
is rich and a loser.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we hate rich people. I'm not even joking. Yeah, awkward. You can't say that on a podcast. Elon Musk will demonetize us.
I don't know if you want to keep circling back to around what your original topic was that you asked me, but
You want to talk more about your passion?
Hey
man,
I'm very passionate
it's
about
your episode.
I'm very passionate about coffee.
Oh.
I love all things coffee. I finally got to dabble with this new espresso machine that my sister gave me. It's not new. It's an old one, but they never used it. And it works just fine. It's not a super fancy one. Like it doesn't grind beans or anything. I have to grind them myself, but it's got just a standard coffee machine with the little pucks and the steaming wand, and I can pull 1 or 2 shots in it. It's got a manual setting too, so I can actually mess with things as I pull the shots.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I still need to. I'm missing some equipment, so I did try to pull a couple espresso shots on it, and they kind of started to pull, but yeah, they didn't. I need the things to check the grind of the espresso beans when I'm grinding them, and also there's like a tool to evenly disperse the grounds in the espresso puck, which I don't have. So I have a tamper to press down the grounds, but all that is doing is just creating a wall between the holes and the water, so the water kind of sits on top, and it just creates a very watery shot, and it doesn't pull correctly. Like, the water can't get through the grounds.
Okay.
And that's mildly frustrating.
Yeah, yeah, coffee.
I don't know if it's interesting to anybody else, but
I'm not saying it's uninteresting. A lot of that's going over my head as we couldn't be more different in that aspect. I am the soda drinker of this household.
Yes, all about soda. I'm a coffee nerd. I love water, chocolate milk, and coffee.
And we appreciate each other's craft, you know, like you'll try out my sodas and let me know if they're doggy doo-doo or not. And I'll drink your coffee, and most of the time I won't like it. And that's that.
We'll get there. Well, you have your own soda machine.
I do have a soda stream.
It's
I don't use it half as much as I should.
Yeah, it's not quite as complex.
Oh my gosh. I was in like when I was sick this past year, like a month or 2 ago. Oh my gosh. I was in like a friggin' fugue state at like 3 a.m. one time. Because I've been staying up way too late. And, well, I was sick, and so I was just uncomfortable. And my throat was bugging the crap out of me. And I was like, I have had soda too much already. I can't taste it anyway. I'm freaking out here. So I was like, in this fugue state, I carbonated water in my soda stream, and then with that carbonated water, I pumped it like 5 or 6 times too. So typically the pump says to use the soda stream, pump it 1 second at a time, 3 to 5 times. I did it like 6 or 7 times, and extra freaking fizzy. And from there, I added lime extract, lime juice, and I added some lemon juice. And like that's it. But I just made it super limey. I like limes a lot, to an abnormal degree compared to most people. I just, especially like lime flavored things, I just like lime. And there's not really much else to it. I just made this really weird friggin' drink. And it didn't even taste that great. I don't know why I made a lime drink at 3 in the morning. And then I kept sipping on it throughout the friggin' night. And I was like, ugh, it's not helping my throat. Ugh, it's still not helping. And I just kept drinking it. Yeah. The next day I have leftovers and I'm trying to sip on it as my sinuses are starting to return to normal. And it starts to, my taste is coming back. And I'm like, what am I drinking? Why? And it's like lukewarm at this point. And I'm just like, nope, I'm done. And I ended up tossing the rest of it. There wasn't a whole lot left, but I was not about to finish it. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was an experience. I was in a, like I said, I was in a friggin' like fugue state making that.
I can respect it though. Like the
craft.
The craft and just the desperate want to like finish what you made, even if it's not good.
Yeah, I made this. If anyone's going to eat it, that gives me another reminder. I took this class. It's basically home ec, but they changed it. Now it's teen survival. Remember teen survival? Did you ever take that one?
I do remember teen. Yes, I did. I did in 7th grade.
Was her name the generic? Wasn't it Mrs. White?
I think it was Miss White. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Miss. Point is, you're not gonna find her. I had like 3 Mrs. Whites in my friggin' schooling career, so good luck finding the specific one.
Yeah.
But there was this teen survival class, and they taught us how to cook in it. Oh, thanks for the scoot, Armadillo Ronaldo, but I don't want your scoot. He just spat a scoot at me, you know? I'm passing by the guy and he just goes, bleh! And I'm like, I don't want your shell piece, bro. They teach you how to cook, and they taught us how to make a mac and cheese with a roux in that class. And they gave us a recipe to take home. So I take this recipe home, and I'm like, Mom, I want to make mac and cheese for everybody. And my mom's like, heck yeah, what we're going to do is double the recipe. So she wanted me to double the recipe because there's twice as many. Like, there's just, it's going to feed the whole house, our family. And as I'm cooking it, babe, you've had azalea in your freaking chest this whole time. I didn't need to cheat it to begin with. You've had moss and azalea sitting in your chest in my house.
How many?
12 and 30. So.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had any.
That's okay.
That's really funny. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at all. Really.
Uh-huh.
I'm not mad.
But yeah, we're doubling the recipe. You know, I can't even remember the recipe at this point. What I do remember is that we doubled everything that was in the recipe,
including the flour and the butter.
Including the flour and the butter.
Oh.
But specifically, the flour was the issue.
Right.
I finish it and it's super sticky roux. And on top of that, we serve it to everybody, and we start digging in, and it just tastes like flour. That is the flavor.
Oh.
It tastes like flour. Now, for some reason, I have a really weird friggin' taste. I don't like asparagus or whatever, but man, I was like, this is okay. I'm gonna eat this. This flour flavored mac and cheese, going down the gullet. But nobody else was really into it. And my freaking mom, actually, like, bless her heart in this moment, she was like trying to eat it. She's like, no, listen, here, put it all back in the pot. Let's try and save this, okay? What we're gonna do, and then she added basically a little more of everything else except for the flour, and it helped. Basically not at all. So actually, it didn't really help at all. And then my mom was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey," and I was like, "It's okay, Mom. I think it's okay." She's like, "I'm so sorry, honey, that we ruined your dinner," and I'm like, "No, it's okay. I think it tastes fine." And she's like, "Yeah, we really ruined it."
Oh, wow.
So anyway, that just reminded me of that story. I forget what reminded me of that story, but I was, oh yeah, finishing something that I made. I was like, I made it. Might as well finish it.
Yeah, I understand that just because, I mean, when I spend so long trying to make something, you put so much into it, especially when it's like either cooking or coffee. Like I make a drink, and it takes me like I put all the time and effort into brewing the coffee. Except I have a mocha pot on top of my espresso machine.
Yeah.
And the mocha pot is a little easier to use because you don't have to, you're not necessarily pulling the shot. You're actually brewing the coffee. It just takes a slightly coarser ground espresso than the espresso machine. So you just dump in water, dump in the espresso, and you put it on the stove, and it brews. But you still have to go through the time and effort of grinding your coffee and also just waiting for it to brew. That after all of that time, if it doesn't turn out, it's like, well, I just spent like 30 minutes trying to make my coffee and it tastes like shit. It tastes like absolute garbo. And you're like, well, I'm still gonna drink it because I still put a crap ton of time and energy into making it.
Right. One of the worst feelings for me is when sometimes you'll bring me home a coffee, or you'll spend some hard-earned time making me a coffee, and you'll wake me up because I sleep in way later than she does, guys. So you'll bring me this coffee, and you'll be like, "I made you a coffee, honey," and I'll wake up and I'm like, I don't want coffee today. And then your heart will, like, I can see your heart shatter. And I'm like, all right, it's coffee day. I'm drinking coffee. Or like the one time you brought me a coffee and I was like, oh, okay. And I like went along with it. But then it just wasn't to my palate. And I was like, oh, I don't really care for it. And you're like, are you serious? This is literally a donut. Because I love so much sugar in my coffee. You're like, babe, this is literally a donut. What do you mean it doesn't taste good? I'm like, it's bitter to my palate. It's bitter. And you were like, no, it is not bitter. You were so mad because you spent this time and money like getting me this coffee, and it
Not money, but yeah.
You get your free Starbucks coffee.
I do.
You spent your free Starbucks coffee on me, and I'm over here like, You're like, are you serious?
It's not even so much that I'm angry at that you don't like it. It's just I'm shocked because I go through and I put in like extra pumps of syrup. I use blonde espresso shots which aren't as bitter and are less acidic than regular espresso shots. Like they taste less like coffee.
Yeah.
So I go through and I like do all these like these special modifications for you, and you're still like, it's too acidic, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's just crazy to me how like, because I like enjoy. I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
You like you almost drink black.
Depending on the brew and the style of the coffee, like I won't drink Starbucks coffee black just because, to be blunt, a lot of their brews are ass. Like they're not good just because they've been overly processed, and it's
not. Let's clarify, it's not to your taste.
It's not to my taste. Like Starbucks coffee I like
Please
their
don't
espresso.
fire my girlfriend, Starbucks.
They won't. By me saying it's personal preference.
Okay.
By me, just my preference. Their coffee beans aren't to my taste, but like when I go to like my Nana and Papa are friends with professional coffee bean roasters, and like ethically source their beans and roast them in house. Like I get fresh coffee when I visit them, and I will drink that black because you can actually taste the difference in like what the beans are. Like they had one from. I'm not gonna pretend like I remember where it was from, but like the notes
Peru,
in it.
Brazil, something like that.
Yeah, kind of. Or like Guatemala. The packaging has like a description of like what the beans are supposed to taste like, and it's got the notes of like fruity flavors, a little bit more on the acidic end, just a brighter kind of flavor, and you can taste like those notes of fruit in it, or like the other blends where it's got like the chocolate notes, the caramel notes. You can actually taste those. It's not just like in Starbucks where it's like, this is coffee, and you have to load it up with cream and sugar for it to taste good. You don't have to do that. And that's the kind of coffee that I'm passionate about. I like when you can taste the difference between the blonde roast and the dark roast coffees, and what the roast notes are actually supposed to taste like. That stuff to me is very enjoyable and very fun.
Yeah, I get you. With me, I have to have like half the serving of coffee you have because I find the natural flavor of it overwhelming. And then even if I sweeten it up, that sweetened up flavor is also overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because then it's just really I have to like overly make it sweet to enjoy it. And at that point, I feel like I just shouldn't be drinking coffee.
You might as well drink a soda.
Which is what I do.
Yeah, because it would be the same amount of sugar, if not less. And
yeah, at the point that I need it at, yeah.
Yeah. Then that's totally fair. Like I don't like soda like you do. I kind of hate soda. I don't like the carbonation in it. I don't like.
Yeah, carbonation. It's very funny. I like to give you things that you don't enjoy, like sour candies and carbonated drinks.
Yeah, he loves sour. I can't handle sour. You love carbonation. I can't do carbonation. It tickles my
She's a
sinuses.
chocolate girl. He was a fruity candy boy.
Exactly.
But hey, it works out.
She was a chocolate girl. He was a candy boy.
Well, fruity candy, specifically. Chocolate is a candy, depending on who you ask.
It's not.
Whoa, what an
Controversial
interesting
take there.
design. What the...
Controversial take. Controversial take. Chocolate is not a candy. American chocolate, it's candy based on the sugar content.
Based on sugar content, okay.
But by definition, actual chocolate is not candy.
Okay.
But American chocolate is a little different. Just the way it's processed, it's made cheaper, and the sugar content and milk content is a lot higher, so it can be classified as candy. All right. Screw off, man.
I beat my wife! This moment's gonna be taken out of context into a YouTube short.
He beats me.
Listen, guys, I promise, I'm innocent.
You're not beating the allegations with this one.
Oh my gosh. I was showing our friend Sean Chainsaw Man the other day, and he kept saying that to me.
You're not. Yeah, that you're not beating. Yep. That's fair though.
Well, it's not. It's not fair. Listen, Chainsaw Man is just super mature, and it's not afraid to get into those weird subjects.
No,
I admit it's not for everyone.
That's a fair statement, and you should know that me of all people know that it's deeper than what the surface level portrays.
A lot of people just think that Chainsaw Man is horny and weird, and the answer is that it's weird and only a little horny, but also like That sounds so bad. It's for reasons. Listen, there's a whole point to it. You know, you understand, and you haven't even I've read all of the books. I'm caught up to the manga. Actually, there might be a new chapter out right now that I might read after this. But like beyond that, like I am caught up with Chainsaw Man. There was a point in time for a long time where I refused to read Chainsaw Man online because I was like, I prefer the physical books, and it was like my standard. It was like it's what made me different from the beasts. You know?
The beasts.
Yeah. It's what makes me human. I have standards.
I have standards.
So I would only read the physical books, and I have every single one that's available at the moment. There might be a new one coming out soon, or it has come out, a volume. But I eventually gave in because I wanted to read Jujutsu Kaisen, and I didn't really... I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but I didn't like it enough to get the manga. And after finishing it, I kind of am definitive on that choice. I'm not going to get the manga, unless you really wanted it. Point being that when I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen online, I started catching up to Chainsaw Man. And especially like now that I'm caught up, it's weird. Listen, I was gonna say that now that I'm caught up more than ever, I think it's more than just surface level. But in the recent chapters, I have like been left feeling like what is this guy? What's even happening anymore? What is this guy? What is he doing? You know, I do not understand his thought process yet. And here's the thing: it's all about yet, and I want to be like, it's kind of weird. It's starting to get a little weird for even me. And I've been tolerant of this series, but I'm reminding myself who the author is, and I'm reminding myself what has happened every other time the series has like felt like this. It always goes somewhere, you know. So
no, I thoroughly believe that, like, because you're referring to like the parts where it gets kind of horny, right?
Oh yeah, it's
like
only gotten worse, I would say, in the most recent chapters.
Amazing. I do think that every single time it's happened thus far, it's absolutely been for like an underlying reason. Like there's been a purpose every time it's happened. It says something, and it's whether it makes itself apparent, like the reason makes itself apparent immediately or later down the line, where you're like, if you actually take a second to think about it, you're like, oh wait a second.
Yeah,
that's why that happened. Eventually, it does get explained. The reason does appear.
And I would say that it's not that the reasons are there are no reasons anymore. That's not what's happening. It's just that it's just getting more and more uncomfortable. And
more uncomfortable?
Yeah, I think that what's happening is just more and more uncomfortable in these recent chapters. But I think that there's a demand for that kind of literature to talk about the things that a lot of people are uncomfortable with. I think
yeah.
In a weird in just a weird sense, I kind of like how uncomfortable it makes me. I do think I find myself attracted to uncomfortable works. Dawn to Dawn is really funny, and it has a lot of those uncomfortable moments. But they're always... I think they take it more lightly than Chainsaw Man does, whereas Chainsaw Man... sometimes it's taken lightly, but it's also... There is a level of seriousness to it that they take it with. And... I guess I would say... that there right now there's a lot of sexual assault happening in the most recent chapters.
Did you say sexual assault?
Yeah, like harassment and assault.
Oh, lovely.
one thing I kind of appreciate about it is that it's not against women. Because a lot of manga that gets into sexual assault issues usually targets women. And I understand that that's more common, but when it's just kind of gross. Like, we understand, like, at this point there is enough media that talks about it that we understand that, but nobody ever talks about the male side of it, where like just because somebody, it's like that thing where like just because a girl might think she wants it in the moment, if she regrets it, then there is an opinion online that I've heard that if like a girl wants something in the moment, but she's like under the influence of some kind, and then she doesn't want it when she remembers, it becomes an assault case. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
And I think that's
because I don't think you can give consent under the influence.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of this. This is a super freaking dark conversation.
This is a very dark topic for this.
I'm sorry for any young. I don't think we have young listeners, but it's very possible. I'm sorry about this topic. But
really fast, do you have a bucket?
I have several.
Okay, just when you have a free moment. I don't need it right
now. You
need
water or?
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Just that it's important to talk about the male aspect of it, because the character of Denji, right? He wants. He really does think that he wants sexual relationships.
Oh yeah.
But it's more about intimacy in general.
Yeah,
he has never had someone. He just wants love. And he does not know how to express it because no one has ever taught him how to express it in a non-intimate way. And everyone is taking advantage of the fact that he wants it intimately because
that he's a naive boy.
No one is teaching him proper love. They use him and abuse him. So in recent chapters, this character it's a devil, and it's using the body of someone else to sexually assault a boy, basically. And the boy is like, hell yeah, I'm motivated by this kind of thing. Like in like the exact same way that like Denji would be. But it's just, and at the same time, it's because he's being taken advantage of, and this person has had like a meltdown over it. They're like,
you keep cutting out your mic. It's I can't.
Here, give me a timeout. I'm kind of chilly. I'm gonna put a hoodie on.
Okay. Hope all you listeners have been enjoying the video thus far. It's been interesting. I've kind of been sidetracked with my build, but I'm enjoying the conversations and the little downtime.
Normally I'm not one to get cold, but I was just feeling really chilly and chattery, and I feel like my energy felt weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a hoodie for a second.
Well, you can turn the heat up too. I'm not.
Oh, I did actually for once.
My toes are kind of cold.
Well, you know what's crazy is the heat was set to 71.
Really?
Yeah, so now it's set to 72.
It's getting colder outside though too.
I think it's because I left that window open. Oh well, sure wish there was a way to fix that problem.
Crazy.
Crazy. Oh, I am out of dye, so I sure hope this is enough glass for you. I have almost 2 stacks for you to add to your collection.
I don't like this.
What?
Get rid of it. Not my build.
I'm sorry. I thought I was about to walk into your build an hour and a half into our episode, and you were gonna be like, "I don't like this."
I don't like it. I'm restarting.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Just that it's actually kind of talking about the sexual assault and like manipulation of young boys and girls now, because it's like this devil using a young girl's body to sexually manipulate a young boy.
Ew.
Yeah. And so it's just really messed up.
Is that what the new girl is?
I don't really want to specify.
I mean, that's fair. I like this whole time you've been talking about it, I've been trying to figure out who it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a devil is who it is.
Right.
But, and the devil is just the worst. Like, there was a point in time where I thought the devil was kind of silly. And I was like, oh, it's becoming...
What'd you say?
I thought, well, there was a point in time where I thought the devil in general, okay, not in this moment, because this moment hadn't happened. I thought the devil was kind of a silly character, and I'm like, oh, it's learning to...
Silly.
What did you think I said?
You cut out, wait, when you said it, all I heard was the S, and I thought you said sexy. And I was very concerned.
Well, I thought she was silly, and I thought that it was cute because they're like learning to be human almost, but then they just become manipulative, and then you remember like, oh yeah, devils thrive off of the pain and suffering and death of humans. So I don't know what it is about Chainsaw Man. I think we were talking about uncomfortable like media, right?
Yeah.
And something about it just scratches this itch in my brain. Like, I kind of like to be made uncomfortable. I was reading Uzumaki. I like to read all of Fire Punch. I've read all of Fire Punch, and like I read this entire series, Homunculus. All of these books are extremely uncomfortable, and I just keep looking for more. And
you should read some horror thriller books.
And now I'm reading H.P. Lovecraft next.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, horror. That one is psychological eldritch horror. There's something about uncomfortable media that just excites me, or it not necessarily excites me.
No, that's fair.
But it gets my attention
in a different way. It's thrilling.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to reread Homunculus yet. I'm gonna be honest, because I've been thinking about it, and I think that it's one of those series that's worth a reread to fully understand. I don't know if I'm ready for that one. That one was one of the craziest things I've ever read.
I'm nervous.
Why, are you going to read it?
I was thinking about it. Well, because you're going to have me read Uzumaki, and...
Yeah, so we were watching...
The show wasn't that bad? If you want to talk about that.
Well, I was going to say that the show was... I think that people were too forgiving on the show. I think the show was pretty freaking... Compared to the book, and I'm directly comparing it to the book. Maybe a standalone show, it could have been fine. But compared to the book, the pacing was just all off.
Yeah.
Like, that was my biggest issue.
It's huge in horror or thriller. Like, you have to have good pacing in a horror or thriller.
Did you
in
ever...
order for it to be scary.
Did you ever feel horrified watching that?
No. Not really. I mean, there was moments where I was like, oh, this is creepy. Or like a little freaky. But I never felt like the deep-seated unsettlingness or like uncomfortableness that you were talking about when you were reading the book.
When I was reading it, I was freaking out. Like, okay, I could sleep fine after reading it because it is like unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I can separate that fact from fiction. But it did make me very uncomfortable reading it, and it was freaky and scary. And then I watched the show with you. I watched that first episode, and everyone was gushing about how beautiful the animation was, and everyone was saying, "Oh, if every episode could be like the first episode." And I just was sitting here like, does nobody else have a problem with the pacing? They squished in like 5 arcs into the first episode, which were whole dedicated chapters. Like, each phenomenon has a chapter to itself. And so I didn't like that they were doing that.
Yeah.
But seemingly a lot of people, the public, didn't seem to notice. And then similarly, I just didn't like the pacing very much.
No, I think that's fair.
So what I did, I actually ended up watching the last episode when it came out by myself. I watched the whole thing, And I was just super disappointed. It doesn't help that the budget was cut, so the animation got worse. I didn't even care about that. I literally just cared that the pacing was all over the place. It had zero impact on me the same way the book had such a huge impact on me when I finished it. So I told Madison that she's not going to watch the last episode. I said, you are going to read the book and experience the story the proper way.
Yeah. Which I'm totally okay with. Like, if it's that important to me, I'll go back and I'll rewatch.
Yeah, we can rewatch it after
the show, but like, I would rather experience the ending, like,
and the series as a whole,
with the correct finality that I feel like it's supposed to have.
That it deserves, really.
Yeah. With the proper build-up, because it really did feel all over the place. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I never was satisfied watching it. And I tried to like it. I tried to keep the popular opinion, but I just did not like it. The animation, like I said, the animation wasn't the part that bothered me. It was just not paced good at all. It was not paced well. Yeah, that's the other horror. I was looking at Junji Ito when we were at the Barnes & Noble today. There was a couple Junji Ito books I was looking at. I thought about getting this one that it was about like a planetary like creature that showed up just right next to Earth, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it noticed the people. It saw you. I didn't look into it too much. But that one really interested me, but then I found the Moon Knight books and I was like, I've been meaning to get into that series.
Mm-hmm. Was there other questions you had for me?
Oh boy.
Any good ones?
Well, I don't know about that. I really struggle with coming up with stuff when I'm starting to run out of gas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm running out of gas again. And it just feels like I can't come up with anything unique to say. I got a good thing. I got a good question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do this thing. I got kind of inspired to do this. When I finished the Kyle episode, we recorded an episode of Poppy Playtime. Mm-hmm. And that just got me thinking. I was like, it would be fun to record like episodes of something that interests my my guest, like with them after the episode. Obviously, it's pretty late for us, so we're going to be going to bed, but sometime after this recording, we could record a video of your choice. Thought that could be fun. And I wanted to know what kind of thing would interest you.
Like something that you would play or something that I would play?
Well, so like we can go down the Kyle route where I played Poppy Playtime and he watched and he was showing me, like mm-hmm. Game Grump style almost. Mm-hmm. Or we can do something together. That is the other option. And I just thought it might be cool to do a video together to release soon after the podcast episode.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if it would be possible. That's just be something you'd look into. But I could either show you the story mode of Sonic Adventure 2, yeah. Or we could play there's the 2-player version.
Why do you think it'd be impossible?
I don't know. Cause I don't know.
No, I don't think it'd be impossible at all. So you just want to show me a part of it?
Well, that was just one of the, like, that was such a huge part of my childhood. Like, I I adore that game with my entire being.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if we got any Sonic Adventure 2 fans out there, but I absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some autistic people in my fan base.
Wow.
There is a link to autism in Sonic, I guess.
Calling me out there, huh?
You didn't take the autism test. Somebody shared this like autism test on my friend's Discord server, and everyone took it. I ended up being lower than everyone else there, which is simultaneously surprising and also kind of funny to me. Because, like, to be honest, it does kind of make sense. So what the test was is it wasn't to say, oh, you definitively have autism. It was just a way of like seeing if you should get tested for it. And I still fell under the range that they recommend you get tested for it. But I think it'd be interesting to see what you would score. I'll tell you guys my score. It was 101, which I guess if you get like a 60, you possibly have autism, but like unlikely, or like 90, and 90 means that there's a decent likelihood, and like I think it was 110, 130, something like that, like maybe 115 and up is like you probably have autism, and most of that group was like you probably have autism. But I was 101, and I was curious what score you might get.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the test.
I grew up with people telling me that I had like 0 mental health issues. Like everyone was like, because I was good in school, right? So like no one thought anything was wrong with me. Turns out, the only thing that was apparent was my separation anxiety, and even then, that's all they thought it was. Turns out, no, I just have really bad anxiety, really bad depression, and also, most likely, considering the fact that both my brother, my sister, and my mom, and most likely my dad, all have either ADHD or bipolar. And my little brother probably has autism, because his older brother does.
Yeah.
On his dad's side. I probably either have some form of autism or some form of ADHD. I would not be surprised. But growing up for 20 years, and for those 20 years, people telling me that there's nothing wrong with me, it's both surprising and almost kind of funny in a way that I think I do have.
Are you okay with me putting this right up to your house? This stone? Because we can change the path that leads up to it at the last second.
Yeah, I don't think it looks bad.
Why did we start talking about autism? Oh, I said there's like autism in my fan base because of Sonic.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think it would be fun to play a game that I grew up on.
Heck yeah.
I grew up on Sonic games. I loved.
What's the co-op mode like?
It depends on who you play as.
Can I be
there's
Shadow?
Different modes. Yes, you can be Shadow. There's.
I will be Shadow.
Shadow. There's the racing ones where like you compete to beat a level faster than the other person.
Okay, I can beat you.
Except the level, if you play it as, I think you can play as Sonic, Shadow, Amy. And it depends so long. There's a couple other characters you can play as in the racing ones, but you like 90% of it is like rail grinding.
Okay.
And that's a big part of that game. But you grind on. Oh, it's quiet now. God, the ring was so loud. Oh, God.
Wasn't a fan of it.
Well, it was raining for so long that now that it's stopped, it's like my ears are ringing.
Oh.
I felt like I was talking extra loud because I just couldn't hear myself.
Yeah, you might have your volume too loud, babe.
I might.
Because I have that audio turned down.
I probably just need to turn like sound effects down. But I like the water, like the ambient water noises, and like play some blocks. I like the sound of those.
Yeah. You can turn
The
down.
rain, the rain was really loud.
Yeah.
Got me forgetting what I was talking about.
We were talking about the different racing modes, I guess.
Oh yeah. So there's that mode. Or there's the second mode is with Knuckles and Rouge and that kind of that style of character, and it's a race to find the Master Emeralds, that Master Emerald pieces.
Oh.
And it's like best 2 out of 3. So whoever finds 2 of the 3 Master Emeralds or all 3.
Like the Knuckle levels?
Yes, the Knuckle levels. Yeah.
You've been showing me the new Game Grumps episodes of those.
The Game Grumps playthrough of Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Because they started it.
I was watching those Knuckle levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's exactly that, except there's 2 people flying around the level looking for them.
Yeah.
and it's just a race to whoever can find them first.
Okay.
And I've played all of these with my sister. That's why I know so much about them. I played the co-op version with Ava.
Yeah.
And then the third one is the battle mode, where do you remember when Tails was fighting Eggman in the game we played through?
Yeah, I
where
think
they were on the island. It's that. You pick somebody in the mech machines. So you can play as Tails, you can play as Eggman.
Is that what Team Dark is like?
Yes, so in the story mode you can play as Team Sonic or Team Dark. And it's the same in the co-op version. You have to pick either Team Sonic or Team Light or whatever, or Team Dark. Anyway, I really like Sonic games.
Yeah. It's okay, my little autistic girlfriend.
I think it would be really fun. I think it's just those 3 modes, but I think it would be very fun to make either just play it for fun, the 2 of us, or again, if you wanted to make a video where we just talk and I show you.
Yeah, well, let's do the co-op mode for sure.
We could even do both because those ones are pretty short.
Yeah, we'll do a couple rounds of those.
I can show you part of the story mode.
Heck yeah. We can do that outside of the video.
I've beaten almost the whole thing. I actually stopped where the Game Grumps stopped in their first playthrough. Because they did a playthrough of Sonic Adventure 2 years ago, but they stopped on the last level, or like one of the very last levels.
Yeah.
And then they just dropped the playthrough and didn't finish it. And I genuinely didn't think they were gonna go back to it. When I saw that, dude, when I got the notification on my phone.
You ran up to me, didn't you? I think I might have been.
Because I was at work. I took a screenshot of it and I go, oh my god, we're so back. This is huge. I was so excited.
Heck yeah.
It made my entire day.
Nice.
Oh god, I love that game. Just especially the first game, like just City Escape in general.
Oh, like the first level, you mean?
Mm-hmm. The first level, the music, running and causing havoc and chaos in the streets.
Yo, my name is Knuckles, and there's pumpkins. I'm about to explore the pumpkins.
It's City Escape and Pumpkin Hill.
Those are your favorite songs?
Those are the 2 most iconic levels.
Oh, like, okay.
2. Like, they're just... God, I love it. I love that game.
Yeah. I can get behind that. You don't have to be, like, embarrassed. Like, I'm totally down to get in on that. You should probably... You got work at super early in the morning.
I'm having such a good time.
I'm
having fun.
Mom,
don't make me go to bed.
I can't force you to stop. You do what you want.
I hope this video doesn't cause too much pain for you in editing.
In editing? Well, it's already going to be at here's exactly how much pain it will cause me thanks to you. Because we sit in the same room, it will be freaking pain because I will have to mute the audio for each other while we are talking, and then I will have to the same amount of editing also as it took for the other ones, which was hours, remember? So yeah. I think that's the end of the list. And your voice is annoying! Dun dun dun!
I got so bored playing Minecraft, but specifically building in Minecraft, but I think it's because the only things I ever built were just houses, and so I just got bored really fast.
Yeah, that can get boring.
I'm not building a house, so...
I love how unique, like, this was supposed to be a town with houses, like, obviously. And I like how everyone is so freaking creative, way more than I am. I'm like, how about a birch house? A birch house. That is all I need. And everyone else is like, what if I made a friggin' cowboy saloon? What if I made a freaking trailer and plopped it down in the middle of nowhere? Like, what if I made a freaking greenhouse?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, you said that already.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler.
I'm making a greenhouse, everybody.
You said that already.
Oh, you said you were gonna cut it out. You were like, I need to talk.
Well, then I can bleep it out right now.
It's okay. I don't mind.
I just like all these creative builds going on. I was talking to Sean, my resident Bloodborne / Souls friend, and I mentioned the idea. I don't know. We probably won't go through with this unless he says otherwise. But I mentioned the idea of recreating the entire Hunter's Dream from Bloodborne inside for his build, like making a floating island, the Hunter's Dream, which is the hub world of Bloodborne, with the church and the doll girl. I just thought the idea of that was funny, and it's another example of everyone having more of a creative build than I. My house is cute though. I'm gonna defend it. Every episode I add something new to it. Since I was last on, I added these like signs to the side of the stairs to make them look more like sofas. And upstairs, I got rid of the torches and I added this lamp because I don't know. I wanted a lamp.
I like your house a lot, and I also I think it makes it a town. Yeah.
Yeah. What's a town without any residential areas?
Yeah. I don't think there's any shame.
No, like I was saying, every time I join, I do something, I add a little detail to my house. Maybe I'll go out and get some sheeps to make a carpet. Madison, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast episode. I feel like at the start, we didn't really know what to talk about. You know, we live together, so it's often difficult to come up with conversations sometimes. It's often sometimes difficult. But I think it turned out very well.
Thank you for having me. And I honestly, I feel like there was even some stuff I didn't get to finish talking about.
Oh, if you want to finish anything else right now, the floor is yours.
I mean, up to you. I don't want to overstep my time, and I don't want to talk too much about anything.
Well, if you're not going to bed, you know, the podcast ends when you're ready, or when I have to go to work on some occasions.
Right.
How about unequip your axe right now? Oh my gosh.
You're never gonna stop, are you?
What?
Don't what me.
No, I fixed it. I fixed the log. One of them you put sideways, so I ran up to it and fixed it. Dude, couples bickering's got to be one of the funniest things. And now I get to experience it day to day. It's so funny to me.
Dude,
I get enraged sometimes, and then I think about it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, this is freaking hilarious. This should go on AFB.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I loved watching that as a kid.
Everyone does.
It makes me kind of sad when people are like they, like are.
Like when people think couples bickering is
Isn't funny.
or like they get some people get uncomfortable or think it's a problem.
Yeah, and it's like when
you've been together this long, we're gonna have some.
Most of the time when we fight, it's not actually like that serious.
Yeah.
Like we're not actually. We might be more upset in the moment, but odds are we're not actually like.
Well, and we keep
angry.
Yeah. We know how to talk to each other and communicate, so things get figured out.
So it's actually kind of upsetting for me when they're like, "This upsets me. It makes me uncomfortable."
If we bicker.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
like
I hate to be that guy,
like,
but people get uncomfortable. And maybe I'm okay with it more because I watch and read things that make me uncomfortable, so I'm just used to dealing with that feeling. I think it's healthy to be able to be okay with uncomfortable situations.
Yeah. Well, being uncomfortable is just human.
Yeah.
Like
so maybe that's part of the reason I enjoy uncomfortable media is it's learning to be okay with being uncomfortable. And and learning that sometimes you need to experience uncomfortableness. I think that's
absolutely.
I think that's a reason I'm pretty good at talking when I don't like having hard conversations, but I can do it. You know, I will have these tough conversations with people if they need to be had because I know I can do it. You know, it's not. I know that it's better to get through the uncomfortableness for the resolution.
Well, I think we're both a lot better about having those conversations.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of uncomfortable conversations.
But I mean, they're
like
important.
When I talk to you about my number 2 problems, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
It's pretty hard.
I mean, I know you want to hear about it, but it's just sometimes I don't want to talk about it.
I think it's I think it's the opposite.
Oh,
kind of being honest with you, buddy.
You think it's the opposite?
Yeah, I think you actually don't mind talking about them at all and are actually more than happy to expound upon your poops. And I, in fact, do not always enjoy hearing about them.
Maybe. That might be the case. Maybe I enjoy... I have talked about this a little bit on the podcast, I think. Maybe not, but I've always kind of annoyed people in my life. And when I was younger, it was kind of to an unhealthy extent. I don't really know where it comes from, but there's something about poking at people's buttons that just is a little silly. It's a little funny.
You antagonizer.
I am a little bit of an antagonizer. What can I say? I do have to work on it because sometimes I antagonize people too far. Especially when they make it easy for me and they get antagonized over the stupidest things, and I'm like, "You're just asking for it. Here's another dose."
Oh my god.
No, I do need to. I am better at it actually. There is this group that I've been talking to more, and I always antagonize like the whole group because they just get really heated very easily. And I've been hanging out with them more recently, and it's been pretty chill. Especially when I'm not trying to pick fights, or like I will think about. I'm like, is this worth mentioning at all? I will think my thoughts over before I say them. You hear that?
Oh, it's so huge.
It's so huge for me. Look at all the salmon. Wow. You guys are just a happy. Oh my god, it's like a mommy daddy salmon and a grandpa salmon. And like an older brother salmon. And then like a baby salmon. They're all surrounding him and guarding the baby.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then there's a monster, ugly friggin' squid in the water.
What the?
It's so ugly, bro.
So rude.
Well, like, I'm like looking at these little salmon. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And then a squid rises, and all I see is its ugly mouth. I really want them to add. I don't want them to change the legacy squid, but I want them to add more squid. I love squids. They're so cool. They should add squids that look more realistic.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's looking like, even though it's not finished, your build is looking awesome. I really like it. I love having my path leading up to it, and it's huge. It adds a lot of, it adds just a lot to the area.
I'm glad.
So I'm excited to see what it looks like with a finished like roof and whatnot.
Yippee!
Yippee!
I'm glad you like it. I wasn't sure if it was like...
No, I think it's going to fit well. Here, I'm going to go into spectator real quick. Do you want in on this?
Yeah, please.
So, not all of the trees I planted have grown, but you can kind of see I'm trying to surround your house with them.
Yeah, there's already a bunch of them. There's so many.
Yeah, I'm trying to make like a roof of them. You can like see them underneath. There's a bunch that haven't grown.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to make like a roof around it, around the area. And then we'll get to see what the final product looks like after you finish it another time. So, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm going to go back on the ground for the outro. Is there anything you want to shout out? Kyle was my first person to shout out anything. He wanted to shout out his Twitter account.
I don't really think there's anything I have to shout out. Maybe...
My YouTube channel?
Yeah, your YouTube channel, yeah. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. What's if well, now you hit me. That was can you apologize? Alright. You are cute, so I'm going F5 mode. Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Madison, if there's one episode that you are featured in that you would want people to watch, what would it be?
Wait, what do you mean?
Of my YouTube channel.
Like your whole YouTube channel?
Yeah, out of my whole YouTube channel, all the videos you've been in, which one would you recommend?
Our FNAF VR ones are really funny.
We only
so
did the
old.
one.
Oh, we only did the one. I thought
Well, so
did
we did multiple FNAF security breach.
Oh, we did do security breach.
But
that's true.
The FNAF VR video was funny.
I like the FNAF VR ones.
Beneath.
Shut up.
Beneath.
The FNAF VR one was very good. That was at the very beginning of our relationship.
That was like our first time dating. That might have been the first video you did with me in person. Yeah.
I think it was. But yeah, if you want to see Baby Madison and Baby John and our very beginning of our...
a whole 3 years ago.
The very beginning of our relationship. Go check that out.
Wait, who's better at twerking? Wait. Keep going. Wait.
No!
Thank you all very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel to see more. I upload these podcasts on Saturdays. Not every Saturday, on Saturdays at frickin' 6 a.m. And there will be apparently a Sonic video coming out within a few days after this is uploaded. This is supposed to be a Valentine's episode. We'll see if it's uploaded during the same week. Probably not. And that's it. Bye. You have anything to say?